Well, jeepers! You're listening to Smash or Pass.
Hi everyone, welcome to another video on the JayBee
Hello.
and Milly channel. We are as always joined by Rhianna.
Dooby-dooby-doo!
So today is episode 2 of reviewing the Scooby Doo series. So we are on Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Season 1, episode 2, A Clue for Scooby Doo. So over to Rhianna with a little brief summary of this one if you've not seen it for a while, or if you had started with the newer series.
Okay, so I'm going to try and make this a dramatic read. You ready?
Ooh.
So we are set in Rocky Point Beach. The gang, which was of course Scooby Doo, Shaggy, Velma, Daphne, and Fred, encounter the ghost of an old sea diver, a sailor that claims it's a ghost of Captain Cutler, who, according to legend, died at sea many years ago when his boat got wrecked, and now is out for his revenge. And will this be the end of Scooby and the gang? Probably not, because we're only 2 episodes in.
Oh, so that's a sinister. Okay, first of all, why would you go to a beach at night?
Oh, clearly you've never been a fun-loving teenager.
No, I haven't been a fun-loving teenager. Let me tell you, I have not been to a beach at night.
I've been to many beaches at night.
I haven't.
You've been to a beach.
I have not been to a beach at night.
What do you mean? What other night is there to go to a beach? No, what other time is there to go to a beach? Then?
I've been to the beach during the day.
Okay, well, do you get sunburn?
Yeah.
Yeah, so go at night.
Yeah, but at night
Vampire.
you're more likely to be possessed.
Have you never been to a beach party?
No.
No?
Have you never gone skinny dipping?
No?
Have you never seen turtles get hatched?
No.
Oh.
Well,
We're gonna live stream.
Yeah, we should do it, because that only happens at night, okay? And I'll tell you why.
Okay, so how many of the above things have you done?
All 3. What do you mean? You know this.
I definitely don't know this.
I've been to a beach party. I've been to many beach parties. I've skinny dipped. I've seen turtles get hatched by Fort Lauderdale.
Actually, turtles. There's been. I follow the Turtle Hospital, that's based in Florida. Great place, actually. People should look them up.
Link in the description below. Save the turtles. Use paper straws. Even though I don't use paper straws. Recycle.
Turtles have hatched during the day in Florida and scurry their way into the sea.
Oh. Well,
So
I
it doesn't
love
just
it.
happen at night.
But it can happen at night, and I think it's because they like to they judge where the sea is by the moon, if that makes sense. So if there's a lot of pollution by like city lights, sometimes the turtles can go to the city thinking it's the moon, therefore the sea, and that's what causes a lot of like.
Do you remember when we went to the Sea Life Centre and the first thing was that kind of...
Oh yeah, it was in the Trafford Centre, right, in Manchester, which is, again, I like Manchester a lot. So again, comment down below if you have gone to a beach at night, because I think going to a beach at night is perfectly valid, and so I rebut that this is a plot hole of the episode.
No, like I've been to like, okay, so I've been to parties where people were like, hey, let's go to the beach, it's 1 in the morning. And I was just
at
like,
night, or is it the morning?
Well, it's dark, I call it the night. I was just like, I'm going to bed. Like, no.
You said that in such a Yorkshire accent. I love that. That was actually not like York. That was like, I'm just going to bed. That's lovely. I love that.
That was from back when I did live in Yorkshire. Please leave me alone.
You sound like Yaz from Doctor Who. That's amazing.
Honestly, though, I'm with Millie. I'd much rather be in bed than at a beach at night.
Okay, but remember what Churchill said. He said, "Let's go to the beach."
JayBee, that was not it.
Yeah, he did. He did. Beach, let's go to the beach. Like, isn't that what Churchill said?
That Nicki Minaj. That is Nicki Minaj, right?
I thought it was Churchill.
No, that was we will fight them on the beaches.
Well, what if the fight was at night?
Millie's about to fight you on a beach, JayBee.
We'll go 1v1.
Oh gosh. Okay, so this episode's cold opening reveals the ghost of Captain Cutler.
So
Ooh.
there's a kind of
So iconic. I love this villain so much. I was so excited to see them.
Do we see Captain Cutler's ghost before the kind of dancing montage?
Yes,
Or not the montage,
I
but the
think.
sequence.
I
So I
believe
guess
so.
we should talk Captain Cutler. This should be community news, but it isn't. There's rumours of a Captain Cutler Funko soda. That would be amazing.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, but Captain Cutler, right? This to me is where things get a bit much. Now, this is such an iconic vibe that this doesn't affect my review, but I think for the two villains in a row to be humanoid characters that are ghosts with armor on is a bit repetitive. However,
I think you've just been picky.
yeah, it's 1960s animation. There's not a great deal of things to choose from. It's fine, and I like the different vibe because it is very different to the night. Very different.
He is the first ghost to, well, first person to dress up as his own ghost.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Actually, these don't need. We won't do any spoilers until like. Well, we'll never need to because we're never going to catch up to like recent, I guess. But
Ooh,
The thing is, it's been out since '69. People should have watched it by now, right?
that's so true.
well, you should have watched Endgame by now.
Okay, so as we said, they are at Rocky. Yeah, look, you'll be at the episode when she said she'd watch it by soon.
Oh, we will.
Just wait. Okay, so we, as we said, they are at Rocky Point Beach at night, and Scooby is surfing. That's just cool in itself, right?
If someone listening to this can tell us how many times the phrase "beach at night" has been said, I will try and PayPal you £5 by the end of the year.
JayBee!
I'm not kidding. That's just hilarious. So, the beach at night.
It's the beach at night.
It is the beach at night. It is the beach at night.
What is it with Mystery Incorporated and just been around at night? Like the last time, Shaggy and Scooby were walking home in the dark. This time they're dancing at night. The next one, it's dark and they're on a boat. It's
atmosphere, though.
You know what
Are they nocturnal people?
They're us. They're us. They're antisocial and only like dealing with a certain group of friends, which is us.
Yeah.
And it's at night
They're
when people don't
podcasters.
disturb them.
And look. And you can't use it against the first episode because that's literally what a night for a night, not what a night for the beach.
Okay, so while surfing, Scooby sees Captain Cutler, and this next bit again, I love how funny this series is. You know when Shaggy runs away and like hides in the umbrella,
Oh yeah.
and like just hopping around it. That's so fun.
This is what I love about animation is that everything's possible, and you have to take your hats off to the animators at the time to even do this because. I don't quite know how it worked, but it is a bit like every single movement and frame had to be like hand drawn, right? And so the fact that they did all that is just, I can't ever like get over that. And you think about it now, for all I guess people are going to be as skilled, it's probably a bit less hassle with the computers and stuff. But
is it Hustle in the Castle?
It isn't Hustle in the Castle.
Okay, so basically that's just the glowing in the water for Captain Cutler. I believe they then go and leave and sit in a malt shop, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
The first time we see the malt shop in Scooby Doo.
Just to beat Rhianna to it again, this is kind of what they do in Scooby Natural, right?
Oh, come on. I'm going to get it in one episode where I can mention it. Oh, I know something that you guys probably don't. Fun fact about like Captain Cutler's little roar sound that he has.
Wait, the...
Yeah, so the Sea Divers ghost, so that like came from the Abominable Snowman sketch of Stan Fredberg's 1957 CBS radio show.
Oh, I like that. Oh, do you know what the sound is? Because this is the episode that I was scared of as a kid. I couldn't watch it because of that kind of And it isn't the foghorn, it's not... It's the... That noise used to scare me.
I had a friend when I was younger who lived in a foghorn.
In a foghorn?
Yeah, so...
What happens if
in
it blasted?
the town where I'm from, there's just slightly... That's not...
In a
Slightly
foghorn?
to the southeast of town, on the cliff, there is 2 buildings. One is a lighthouse, and more or less next to it is a building with a really big foghorn on the top. And I used to have a friend that lived in the building where the foghorn was.
So if it blasted, would they just like... Would their socks get knocked off?
No, it was no longer in use.
Oh, that's less
That's
fun.
actually kind of cool, though. Huh.
It's just like a really good kind of historic building.
We'll have to go
JB's
sometime.
gonna laugh at me when I say this, but the reason that I used to be friends with us we were on the same netball team.
You did netball?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
I knew you were gonna bully me for
Netball?
that. Yeah.
netball's amazing.
I just couldn't
I used
imagine Milly doing netball. Although badminton I can see, because you're good at badminton.
I was really good at netball because I'm quite tall.
Oh yeah, that's
Milly-
true. That's true.
Milly is a legend.
Milly's on the beach at night.
I was on the school's second team.
The beach at night.
I can't believe it. The beach. The beach comes out tonight. The beach.
Oh my gosh, that would make such a good song.
Did you say shut up?
No, I said, oh god.
Oh, I thought you were like, oh, shut up.
Okay, so they're at the malt shop. They're talking about the boat disappearing because it's in the paper, I think.
Oh yeah.
And there you go, showing how retro it is. The teens are reading the newspaper. They're not just scrolling through their iPhones, JB.
Oh, that's great. That's a great bit of social commentary. Oh, imagine that. Back in the day before people had iPhones, they didn't use their iPhones. That's
Isn't
wonderful.
it you who was bullying the new episode of Stranger Things because there was teenagers watching the news?
It just shouldn't happen. Why do they need to watch the
JB,
news?
I watch the news and I read newspapers.
It's just, I don't know what's propaganda and what isn't nowadays. I make my own decisions. I don't bother. I don't bother with it. I'm just fed up.
You're not a sheep, JB. You don't read the propaganda.
Nah, screw it. I don't know what that Bojo and that sexy Sunak has to say.
JB!
I don't understand it all. Just leave me
I
out
feel-
of that.
I feel like we should have a little tally. Someone should go back, rewatch every single episode that we've done, and find every single moment JB has been like, yeah, it may happen, but it probably doesn't. It doesn't in my world.
No, just I don't understand it. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it.
Okay.
Well, I
so-
like the comics at the back of the Sunday Times.
Yeah, and I like the Sudokus. Right.
Ew, I love Sudoku.
Whoa.
Okay, so whilst reading the paper, it puts a name to the ghost in that it says that it is thought to have been the ghost of Captain Cutler. And they start to investigate it. They go to see a seaman who claims to have seen the ghost.
JB. JB, okay.
Why? I wasn't ready. You didn't. You didn't write that down. This is off the rails. Okay.
To see a seaman who's seen the
Oh
ghost.
my god. Okay. So the seaman has seen the
Doesn't he live on like a boat?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
seaman.
Yes.
He's a seaman.
He's a seaman. So continue with your seaman. Come on.
Goodness sake, JB. So they then split up. Shaggy, Scooby, and Velma go to the lighthouse, which I thought was quite reminiscent of, in The Curse of the Lake Monster, when, like, just to see how people have adapted this over time, they kind of had Velma and Shaggy splitting off at the lighthouse too.
Yeah.
Are you okay, JB?
I'm brilliant.
Okay. So they also see Captain Cutler's wife, who is who say that she's a witch, but I think she's quite sweet.
Well, here's
I
the
thought she
thing.
came across quite nicely.
Again, I'm gonna bring it back to Scooby Natural for a bit, right?
Yay!
What's
Why?
he done to us, Rhianna?
Sam and Dean kind of make almost a bit of satire about the original series being too obvious. So you've got Cosgood Creeps doing some evil, like, maniacal laugh, and they're like, oh, let me guess, they're the villain. And then they're like, yeah, because it's obvious. And here I get the same vibe. For all I think, Mrs. Cutler seems a bit sweet. Like, she's not overtly hostile, but the fact that she's like, it's like, yeah, come on, you're the villain, or you're just a really unhinged person.
To be honest. So first of all, I think I finally brought you guys to the dark side of obsessing, or at least referencing Scooby Natural every 5 minutes, because if there's an episode of Scooby Doo where you guys don't mention it, I'm going to find somewhere to mention it so we can continue that trend. Secondly, I forgot where I was going, so oh well. Oh wait, no, I remember. I remember. I mean, I don't remember the first time I watched it, but when I watched this episode, I'm always like, I think she's helping whoever is the person who is the ghost. I never thought she was the ghost, because I thought, nah, she probably is like, I've had enough of this. Like, I don't have the energy for this, so she sends someone else off to do it. That's the kind of vibes I get from her.
And by her
I think I'm just gullible. I was the only one who didn't pick up on this. Watching it this time round, I didn't pick up on it because I'd forgotten what happened.
But by her own admission, she is a witch. Like, she isn't actually, but she says it's my witchcraft that brought Captain Cutler back from the dead.
Oh, now no, I'm not going to say it.
What's she meant to be guilty of then? Because she admitted that it was her. She's never denied it. She's not like. But
it isn't witchcraft. It's but the Captain Cutler ploy was to like embezzle money, right, and scam people. So she isn't guilty of witchcraft.
Yes,
she isn't guilty of reviving.
Dishonest crime, and she wasn't dishonest, so you can't be convicted of a dishonest crime.
So say if you're the drive-by, the getaway driver of someone that's robbed the bank, if you then go after being questioned, yes, I helped them rob a bank because I drove the car, you're still guilty in helping to rob the bank.
Yeah, but
you get a leeway in your sentence because you admitted it. So instead of getting life, you'd only get like 10 years.
But she didn't admit to what she'd done. She wasn't like, I have helped Captain Cutler, who is actually alive, embezzle money. It's
it's good.
Witchcraft.
So.
Oh god.
Burn her at the stake. I'm kidding. Don't actually.
Again, referencing the Scooby snack thing. Scooby's given a Scooby snack to follow the glowing seaweed into the tube. Oh, and then they go to the graveyard of ships.
I keep thinking you're going to say stuff you're not going to say. I don't know why I've got it in my head.
The graveyard of ships, for me, I don't know why, but I really like this scene, because I don't know what it is, right? But there was this TV show I liked growing up, and one of the episodes had like a shipwreck in it. And then I went on holiday to France, and we were literally just driving along, and we found this amazing little place where there was all these old boats and things that had just been like left and stuff. So for some reason, I've always liked boats and stuff. So this scene, I just like the visual a lot.
What do we think about the wetsuits? Because I guess this is before the era where they were all like, I guess, customized. So
yeah, that's literally all I was gonna say. Thank you for mentioning it though, because this is where my observations kicked in. And I rewound this to prove it. There was one scene where they gave Shaggy blonde hair.
But why?
Like they'd intended for it to be Fred or something. And
yes, I recognise that too. I'm so glad we both saw that, because I thought I was going to do Lally. There's also a moment where I think it's Fred is speaking, but his mouth doesn't move.
Oh yeah, but again, not holding it against the creative team at the time, because again,
if we consider how many, because coming up, I think it's more in the next episode, there's a thing that happens quite a bit where they alternate between Daphne wearing the tights and not wearing the tights. And I'm almost wondering if there was two directions they wanted to take this. One was the direction where she had the tights, one was the direction where she didn't. Obviously, as we're aware, for something like this, there's got to be thousands upon thousands of sketches per episode. So could it be that there was perhaps two creative teams, one that was heading down the direction where she would, one where she wouldn't, and that's why there was some inconsistencies?
Oh, Yeah, and you even heard that with like the interview he did with Bob Singer, where he was like, there were some people that thought that Scooby would, stand on like hind legs and walk about like a human, and then other people that were like, that's ridiculous, he should be like a real dog. So yeah, probably. And I think it's fine the way they did it, right? I don't think she needs the tights or doesn't need the tights. I just think the main part about Daphne's outfit is the color scheme and I guess almost the dress being simplistic, but also like that. But yeah, probably that's the direction that they wanted to go in on that.
So, as we're saying, we're looking at the graveyard of ships, and a boat disappears while they're there, and the gang go diving. You've already started to talk about the wetsuits and stuff, JB. But they split up again. This time showing a slightly different divide. So you get in the Fred, Daphne, and Velma dynamic, and then Shaggy and Scooby on their own. So at this point, we start to see some. I want to say, like, we also see some like strength from Shaggy and Scooby in this one because I think the other three fall for one of Captain Cutler's traps. They got locked in one of the ships.
Yeah, and I don't think they specifically fall for a trap. They're just so careless in going into a room, leaving Captain Cutler the chance to like slam the door shut. Which is a bit silly.
I like to see the more kind of lead bin from Shaggy and Scooby because I do think they're kind of underrated in terms of their contribution.
I think here it's okay, although I am kind of sick of when they're purely the focus, but I guess that's a discussion for another time.
So Scooby thinks to inflate his suit to, I think it's Scooby that inflates his own suit, kind of create a diversion there, and they also find the scuba tanks. So in this process, they rescue Fred, Daphne, and Velma.
And I do love the water effect that they use, where it's almost like, where you look at the bottom of a swimming pool and it looks shimmery, like there's like shapes that are like moving around. They kind of overlay that under all the underwater scenes, which I really like. I think that's awesome. I don't know how they did it. I know someone does. I saw like a video about it ages ago. But I do like it a lot. And I think even Shaggy in this scene gets to say, Scooby Doo, where are you? So I think they're probably trying to get that in every episode, although I can't remember if it's in the next one or not. But yeah, I like it.
So at that stage, it's kind of all unveiled that they were repainting the boats. And wasn't that kind of the main kind of way they were getting their money from this?
Yeah, I think they were stealing them to paint in like a uniform fashion to sell on to someone.
So it was unidentifiable.
Yeah.
And of course, Captain Cutler, as we said right at the beginning, was his own ghost. And it was kind of facilitated as well by the witch.
She's not actually a witch. Although she's a bit of a witch.
Oh! I am quick little side thing about the boats going missing. There's which it's not really related to Scooby Doo, but I think it'll make you laugh. There's this cruise that goes through the Bermuda Triangle, and they've said if the boat goes missing, then they will offer all the passengers on said boat that's gone missing a refund. Do you see the issue that I see with this?
Yeah, because if they're missing, that
there's
implies
no one to refund the money to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Although I think a case can be made that a family of a missing person could claim, no?
Yeah, the person who would inherit the person's estate can claim the money because if it's owed to them, then anything that's owed to them will be transferred to the descendant.
Yeah.
That's true. Unless it's Captain Cutler and the witch that's doing it all, and then they'll never get their money back because they'll do the boat up and kill all the people.
Let's do it. Let's go for it.
JB. Okay, so that does conclude this episode. So as always, we are heading to our smash or pass verdict, starting with JB.
Yeah, again, this used to scare me so much as a kid, but I think that cartoons nowadays are so scared to be a bit, not edgier, but a bit darker, set a bit of a darker atmosphere. And I have to give this episode so much credit in the world that we see spooky, like a spooky place in the first episode, and in this episode they kind of switch it all on its head and it's let's go underwater in a spooky fashion, and they didn't need to do that. but they did, and I can't respect them enough. And again, Captain Cutler has just gone on as such an iconic villain. I'm really, really hoping that they bring out a Captain Cutler Funko Soda. Like, for all, it's gonna take like some stuff, because it's gonna be a lot after the Funko Soda coolers. You know, they're asking us to drop a bit on the recent releases, depending on when it's released, obviously. But I would love to see the Captain Cutler Soda. So yeah, I'm gonna smash this one. What about you, Millie? Would you smash or pass Scooby Doo? Where are you? In a clue for Scooby Doo?
Okay, well, I absolutely love the ghost of Captain Cutler. They are so iconic. They really are. And like I say, I like the visual with this. I like the art style. I love the boat scene. I also love how I was gullible enough to not think about it being the witch. And so, yeah, I'd say it's a definite smash. So that just leaves Rhianna. What do you say? Smash or pass for a clue for Scooby Doo?
I love this episode. I love the ghost. I love the art style. I loved even more talking about it with you guys because it's so much fun. And I think that also adds so much to my verdict, which of course is smash.
Yay!
Because if you love talking about it and you have a real laugh like we did about being on the beach at night, then, you know.
Beach at night.
No.
I think we should like all go to a beach one day and do a podcast from the beach at night.
We should go
So,
to
yeah,
the beach at night and wait for it to be the beach in the morning.
Ooh. Maybe we'll see some ghosts of Captain Cutler.
Maybe we'll see Winston Churchill.
Maybe we'll see Dean Winchester.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so I think that was unanimous smashes.
Yay!
Yeah. I like that.
But I guess JayBee are more important than in question than smash or passes. Would you go to the beach at night?
I would go to the beach at night. I can confirm. It depends where. If it's an English beach at night, I'll probably be freezing my bottom off. So if we're abroad, like Spain, Greece, Cyprus, Tangalooma Island, I think I'd be more inclined to go to the beach at night. But it depends.
Well, Daphne went to the beach at night.
Did she go to the beach at night?
Didn't they sleep at
Oh
the
yeah, they
beach
slept
at
on the
night?
beach at night.
Yeah.
And then they woke up on the beach in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, this is ridiculous. So, the community news section of this episode today is the 1st of June, which is the start of the month for the anniversary of Scooby Doo 2002, which first aired in America on June 14th, 2002.
Yeah.
So, as always, as you know, we have been celebrating this anniversary for quite some time now. We've done a number of episodes with some incredible people that worked on the 2002 movie. But of course, our celebrations aren't stopping there. We're kind of really going out of our way to celebrate this month. So, with that being said, every other day this month, we are going to be releasing an interview with somebody who has worked on Scooby Doo 2002 starting tomorrow, which is the 2nd of June, every other day leading right up to the 14th, which will be our final Scooby Doo 2002 interview for the time being. In addition to that, every day we're going to do a small showcase video with one item from the collection of our Scooby Doo 2002 stuff, finishing with a full video of our 2002 collectibles on the 14th.
Did Rhianna boo that?
Yeah. The final, like, the fact that... Why'd you have to call me out on that?
It's just funny. I was like, boo.
Yeah, but the fact that it's going to be the, like, final 2002 interview for a while.
Oh,
like,
we need to
boo.
do more. We need to do endless 2002 interviews.
Maybe we can do some 2004 ones.
Oh,
That's 2 years away.
There's actually one lined up. There's one lined up.
Or we can do What's New interviews for the 20th anniversary of What's New.
Oh
What's this gonna do?
no! I'm gonna try and get a few lined up for the time, but no way! No way I can put as much heart and energy into the 2002 one. Maybe when it's the 25th anniversary of Where Are You or of What's New, I'll try and do a similar thing, but there's just not enough energy in the tank.
So, what if Simple Plan perform?
Yes. But I kind of want that.
Yeah.
Okay, so That does it for community news. Like we said, we are celebrating all month on this channel on the build up to the 14th. So subscribe for that. Turn on notifications to be made aware of when those interviews come out and most importantly, who they are with. As well as the other content we are doing for that time. As always, Rhianna's links will be in the description below, so please go and follow that. And remember to subscribe to JayBee and Milly.
Woohoo!